Assalamualaikum, selamat datang and welcome to AIM 10 Speaker Series. My name is Yang Azura and I will be hosting this segment today. To those of you who are not fully aware of what AIM Speaker Series are, here's some information for you. Access Ideas Malaysia was established a decade ago, which was back in 2014. And after 10 years of hustling and trying to make a mark in the training industry, we can now say that it has achieved far beyond what was initially thought as mere possible, given all the challenges that AIM had to face since 2014. So of course, there are many other milestones that we're hoping to achieve with the current team that we have today. And hence, to commemorate Access Ideas Malaysia 10 years of anniversary and 10 years of being in the training industry, the director and founder of AIM, Cik Ahmad Fauzan Othman, had an epiphany to launch the AIM Speaker Series, where we would invite several speakers from various industries to talk about all sorts of interesting topics. Amongst others, we'll be talking about manpower readiness, training, what else? Hopes and aspirations for the future of the training industry, leadership management, and many more. We have finalized a list of guest speakers for our AIM 10 speaker series, and we have also listed down, as I mentioned before, a lot of interesting topics that would be that you find very exciting. And just today, we are running our first speaker series, and we have a very interesting speaker that will be talking about a topic entitled Development of Female Leaders in GLCs. So we're very excited to have our guest speaker today, a lady. If I may give a bit of description about this person. This person holds a very high position, a general manager, working with Tenaga Nasional Berhad, which is one of the biggest government-linked companies in Malaysia. And she is Cik Rozianis binti Salakin, alias Muhammad No. Welcome on board.
Thank you, Yang. Thank you so much.
Sedap dipanggil nama I. How would you like me to panggil, address you?
Just call me Rosie.
Rosie. Kena Cik Rosie,
Cik
Rosie
pun boleh, Rosie pun boleh, Rosie je
Rosie
lah.
pun boleh. Rosie tu macam bunga rose. Anyway. Okay, thank you so much again for being here. I am honored to make your acquaintance. So, for your knowledge, for the audience knowledge, Cik Rosie atau Rosie has been serving TNB for 28 years. That's almost 3 decades old. Sangat-sangat loyal dengan TNB ya. And she has been holding the position as a general manager for 8 years now. Betul ya?
Betul.
Nanti kita akan get more information pasal dia punya roles, challenges. Itu yang I cannot wait to discuss with you. Challenges, because she holds such a high level dalam GLC company. Okay, so it's very interesting that as a woman, she holds a significant position with a reputable company. So I have prepared a list of questions. I'm so excited to, throw in these questions and discuss these questions with you and look forward to learn something from you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Yang.
banyak saya tak tahu pasal GLC ni.
Okay, insyaAllah kita boleh share sama-sama.
Okay, banyak nak belajar. So we'll now move on. Let's dive straight into our first topic. Our first topic pertaining to this subject is the overview of GLC companies in general. Okay, so Cik Rosie, so kita cakap banyak pasal GLC, government link, okay? Tapi boleh tak Cik Rosie explain GLC itu sebenarnya macam mana? So maksud, what differentiates GLC, government link companies, dengan fully government or private sector?
Okay. Thank you so much, Yang, for the time, for the opportunity bagi pada saya hari ini. Okay, so basically I think the word GLC sendiri is a government linked company.
Betul.
So meaning is a company yang ada the primary commercial issues, ada business punya commercial, and also being the government as the biggest stakeholder lah.
Okay, the
dia
government
mesti
is
ada,
a
yes,
stakeholder.
mesti ada direct controlling of government lah untuk GLC's company.
Okay.
So for my own self, I kerja dengan Tenaga Nasional. It's one of the biggest GLC company in Malaysia lah.
Okay.
Of
Kenapa
course,
28 tahun tu?
Kenapa 28 tahun ya? Interesting. So some people said that to stay a very long time in the one company, maybe banyak challenges dia. But for me, being a scholar from Tenaga Nasional Berhad, it made the first 10 years memang compulsory. because sekolah kan. So the first 10 years
I
memang
see.
compulsory working with Tenaga Nasional Berhad.
Okay.
Tetapi for me, TNB has provided me a lot of things. You know that starting from my early belajar and then going to overseas, semua dah TNB dah
Where was it?
tanggung.
Yeah, dekat mana? They said yeah.
I studied in United Kingdom
Okay,
in a
the
place
UK,
called
right.
Coventry,
Coventry.
somewhere dekat south area lah.
Okay.
So I think
What was your
being
major?
I was in electrical engineering, so I hold the electrical engineer degree lah. I studied engineering,
Okay.
and then I think
Goosebumps kalau ladies buat engineering cakap ada caranya.
so alhamdulillah, and itulah I think is my way of thanking Tenaga Nasional Berhad lah kot. Dah provide kita macam-macam kan. So tapi tak rasa pun yang 28 years tu kan,
Ya ke?
rasa macam kadang-kadang rasa macam baru 3-4 tahun kerja.
Okay. If I may interject, yeah. So 8 tahun, 8 years ago, you were given the opportunity to be the general manager lah.
Okay.
So when you talk about general manager tu, apa maksud general manager in the TNB context ya? Scope of work dia ke? Atau do you have a coverage ke? Macam mana ya?
Okay. Currently, I'm working as head of retail estate. They
of
call the
retail?
position head of retail estate, tapi is general manager lah.
Okay.
I'm covering Putrajaya and Cyberjaya sekarang ni.
Oh, okay.
So, but previously I started the GM post tu dekat Pahang.
Oh, okay.
Dekat Pahang.
So you moved to Putrajaya.
Yeah, I transferred to Putrajaya 2 years back. So this is my second year in Putrajaya.
Okay.
So the
alright.
whole 26 years I was in Pahang. Tak pernah keluar Pahang pun.
I see.
So I stayed in of course transfer a few districts lah, tapi stay in Pahang.
Still in the state of
Yeah,
Pahang.
still in the same state. So Putrajaya is actually my first station out of Pahang.
Okay. So so you first held the position as the GM 8 tahun yang lepas lah dekat Pahang. Boleh saya tahu were there any challenges masa tu? So because you know you are climbing the corporate ladder kan, oh jadi GM female pula tu kan. Apakah the challenges then and adakah you masih face the challenges today?
Oh, okay. I would say kalau looking from the history in Pahang yang masa tu, I think I can say that I was the first GM lady in Pahang Tenaga Nasional.
So proud of you.
Sebelum tu semua lelaki.
In Pahang?
In Pahang.
Okay.
Yeah, semua lelaki. Being whatever structure it was, sebab dia ada a few times yang ditukar the structure kan.
Okay.
So being the first, yang nombor 1 lah dekat Pahang in that 8 tahun sebelum ni. Orang kata challenges kan, challenges tu memang kita akan sentiasa rasa kan. Challenges ni I think it happen everywhere. You pergi mana pun, you transfer out to you stay in ke, of course the challenges are always there. Tapi it's how you react to the challenges lah yang mungkin menyebabkan you boleh climb up the ladder kan. So I was given the post.
Ada resistance tak?
I would say some people ada kot. Some people ada. Kita tak boleh nak kata semua orang suka kita the way we are kan. Tapi once you have accepted the challenge, you have accepted the post,
you have to just
I went for it lah. I went for it. Tak kisahlah belakang kita mungkin ada banyak chit-chat dan sebagainya. Tapi I would say I made it through lah kot. Tak ada lah kot.
8 years and still counting. Kalau saya boleh tanya berapa lama nak kerja kat TNB?
Retire
with TNB
I think retire dengan TNB lah.
Okay, alright, thank you. So last question on that topic tadi you know, you mentioned that there were a lot of challenges kan. How would you conclude these challenges? Is it life-changing ke, exciting, frightening ke? Kalau boleh describe in a word.
I would say it is an interesting journey.
Interesting, okay.
Interesting journey, exciting. Of course, there are times when you feel down because being a female leader ni, I rasa sebenarnya dalam kita punya country sekarang ni, I think a lot of people that accept the fact that they are female leaders kan.
Betul.
So and sometimes I rasa some people, maybe some men prefer to work with female leaders.
I see.
Because kita dah bergaul dengan ramai orang kan. But of course there are some people yang masih against it.
Yeah.
Tapi kita katalah kita tak boleh nak puaskan hati semua orang kan.
Betul. That's true.
We did our best. Challenges ada macam saya kata. Tapi we make friends with them. I think it's no longer a term of men's world. Tu dah tak ada. But of course there are certain things that women can do. There are certain things that women cannot do kan. I still have ada that principle. Of course kita kata female can do everything that men can do kan. Nak jadi female leaders ni nak fight dengan ni kan lelaki. For me ada benda yang kita boleh fight, but ada benda yang we have to stay back lah. So I think that's what contributed to my journey lah so far sampai I made it through, and actually I moved out from Pahang ni is a bigger post lah.
Oh, it's another promotion.
It's a promotion. So alhamdulillah lah.
Congratulations.
Alhamdulillah, thank you.
To conclude what you've mentioned tadi, you did mention that as a female or female leader, there are things that we know we can do. So ada benda yang kita rasa bila kita tak boleh buat tu, so you mean kita boleh conclude yang kita kena ada sedikit give and take lah, ya, and a bit of understanding and respect to the opposite gender. Yang kita kena pandai ambil hati juga lah kan.
Betul, ya. Correct. I would agree to that. Sebab of course kita kata dalam certain things there are things yang kita masih kena refer to the men's view kan. And also there are certain things that kita kena put ourselves in the front. Kita kena pandang dari sudut kalau lady female apa kita punya kelebihan. And kalau the opposite gender apa dia punya kelebihan. So I think give and take would be the right
We
way.
have to be very open-minded.
Open-minded. And also tapi kalau you dah ada that capabilities, you ada you punya own competency, skills kan, it's okay. Boleh buat je apa yang lelaki boleh buat pun. Kan. Because in terms of competency, in terms of work, kita sama je.
Yep. We're at par, right?
Yeah, we are at par. Apa yang lelaki boleh buat, kita pun boleh buat. In terms of managing people pun kita boleh. Kan. So, I rasa, but again lah.
Because it's not physical skill.
Betul, betul. Unless it's physical skill, you pergi gym, of course lah you tak boleh angkat seberat macam mana. Lelaki boleh kan? So
I tak pergi gym.
There are certain things lah. I would say kita masih kena ada that compromise lah.
Alright, thank you so much. That was beautifully said. Yeah.
Thank you.
We will now like to move on to our next topic. Yeah. And the next topic is on current landscape of female leadership in GLCs lah, yeah. Tapi I understand that you represent TNB, so whichever that you feel that you may not have the facts or information nak bercakap on behalf of GLCs, you just bring it back to your current company lah, TNB, Tenaga. Okay, before we dive into some questions pertaining to female leadership, ya, sebab kita cakap pasal female leadership, ya. Perhaps what I would like to do is to define the word leaders tu dulu. Okay? So I did a bit of research. So from Harvard Business Review, ini I bacakan ya. Tak boleh hafal. So dia kata, effective leaders take a personal interest in the long-term development of their employees, and they use tact and other social skills to encourage employees to achieve their best. It is not about being nice or understanding. It is about tapping into individuals' motivations in the interest of furthering an organization-wide goal. Ya Allah, don't go. Very mouthful, quite a mouthful. But the way I conclude it, the way yang I faham tu, is that a leader is somebody who has a command over a group or organization. Tapi cara dia command tu is very inspiring, very motivating to ensure that the team members has the skills, tools and knowledge to get to the goal, to their goal and to get to the organization's goal lah. Itu yang I faham yang dia tulis tadi, ya. So, for Cik Rozi, apakah seorang leader itu? What is your understanding and your definition of what a leader is?
Okay, good. Kalau kita looking from the word leader itself kan, there's a word lead dekat situ kan. So bila you cakap lead ni, someone who leads lah. Who leads the way, someone who ke depan kan. Someone who shows sama ada your people behind you, your subordinates, or even can be in your own family kan. It's a leader. So someone who leads the way, who shows the way, and of course it must be a good way lah, a good example kan. So for me a leader ni is it can be anybody who has a group of people, tapi you are being the head of the group. So for my opinion ataupun my own definition of leader, it's a simple thing lah, simple word, you yang lead the people,
You yang ke depan,
you
ya?
yang show the way. Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Because you kata kalau you refer to Harvard, you refer to
Mana-mana
all
lah
the
kan?
definitions yang ada dalam kita belajar ke, of course they use all these bombastic words semua
betul.
kan. Tetapi in the end I think it's just lead
It
to
boils down to
simple word.
lead you leading.
And of course you will have a different kind of leadership style
Betul.
nanti kan. You nak ikut yang mana satu, it depends on you.
Kalau Cik Rozi?
Kalau saya, I've been practicing I think I can say that I suka being a leader that will be respected.
Okay.
So
So how do you do that?
Okay,
Macam
so
mana nak
and
dapatkan
I
respect?
always believe yang dalam
Okay.
whatever you do pun, if you want to get something, something yang you really want, then you have to walk the talk lah. Kan? I want to be a leader who is well respected by everybody. So in order for me to do that, I have to respect my leaders also. So I always respect people. So I rasa whatever position you are, you need to respect everybody around you, no matter dia tu siapa kan. And of course, by showing that, I hope my subordinates atau my staff can
see you as a
as a role model in terms of that lah. So of course kita kata leadership style ni banyak, and of course tak semua orang agree dengan leadership style kita kan. Tapi I think that's what I've been practicing so far.
And it has
I'm
been working
comfortable
for
with
you
it.
kan?
I hope so.
Dari GM 8 tahun, of course.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, boleh saya tahu ya, I'm just wondering, since you have been with TMB for 28 tahun, maybe you have this information. I'm just trying my luck, yeah.
Okay.
What is the representation of female leaders dalam TMB itself?
Okay.
Dalam tenaga, sorry. Do I call it TNB or tenaga?
TMB boleh.
Okay.
Okay. It's interesting yang because I think last few years kan, kita pun in every occasion, in every event that we have dengan kita punya top management, they always talk about this composition of female leaders in tenaga nasional. And Alhamdulillah, the statistics now shows that memang at every level dalam tenaga nasional, they comply to the, I think around 40%. Mesti ada female.
40%?
40% mesti ada female.
Oh, that is even higher than what the government is trying to achieve, which is 30%.
Yeah. And for my own roles pun, I can say that my level lah kan, ada different level dekat dalam tenaga nasional. So my post as a head of retail states, of course there are 13 states in kita punya negara. So around this, out of this 13, 4 ladies. So kita boleh katakan nak meet that 40% tu dah hampir lah. So memang at every level tenaga nasional pun comply to that requirement from government lah.
That sorry Cik Rozi, that 40% quota is a TNB punya.
Dia bukan the specific quota kena ada 40%, tapi it's meeting the requirement by government kan. So macam saya selalu cakap, macam saya cakap tadi previously, TNB memang dah ada a few restructuring happen lah kan. Okay, sebelum ni the state GMs most are all men lah. And I think masa I join tenaga nasional in 1996 pun tak ada female leaders
at that time,
during that time, with that current structure, with that old structure, dalam negeri 13 negeri tu I rasa tak ada female lady tau, female leader masa tu. Tapi sekarang ni dah ada 4 orang lah, macam I
boleh
cakap
saya
tadi.
tahu yourself?
Okay, myself covering Putrajaya and Cyberjaya, Kuala Lumpur. We have Melaka, and Perlis.
Wow. Perlis is a bit of a terperanjat sikit lah, because when you mention Putrajaya, Cyberjaya, KL, Melaka tu within this macam central region sikit, lah, people are a bit more.
Perlis is also a female leader lah. So I think TMB is also complying to the government punya requirement lah.
So I have also I dapat this fact sheet juga. Dia kata the Women, Family and Community Development Ministry, they are working on a strategies to support the government's initiative to achieve 30%. Tapi TMB dah close to 40.
Adalah at certain levels lah. I rasa memang dah meet
really
40. At certain level masih belum.
Okay, but according to this research, dia kata right now the percentage of female representation, but this is on board punya position, is currently standing at 29.7%. Tapi in year 2016, 14%. So kita boleh nampak the increase tu 2016, 14, 14%, 2024, 29%, that's almost
29%,
double.
yeah, almost double,
So
yeah.
I think government mungkin dia buat banyak initiative to actually promote and encourage women to not just enter the workforce but to hold certain positions kat dalam the workforce. I suppose we owe it to the government lah, whatever initiatives that, and then macam tenaga itself pun dia encourage women to because you mentioned about restructuring tu, itu yang very interesting tu. So prior to restructuring tu memang tak ada lah.
Memang tak ada as far as I can remember lah, sebab I joined Tenaga Nasional in 1996 kan.
1996, okay.
During that time yang dekat Pahang, sebab I joined dekat Pahang, I remember there were only 2 lady engineer.
In the whole
I was
TNB?
in the whole Pahang, in the whole Pahang state. Pahang state. Masa tu I was the second lady engineer yang masuk lah. Masa tu ada 2 orang je.
1990?
1996. Tapi compared to now, memang ramai.
Alright. Thank you so much, Cik Rosie, for the insight. I think audience, we would like to go on our short break. We'll come back fairly immediately. Thank you. Okay, let's continue with our speaker series with our Cik Rosie. Okay, following yang topik tadi yang kita discuss earlier on tadi, saya nak move on to the next topic, which is my favourite topic yang saya tunggu-tunggu masa saya drafted the list of questions too, would be the challenges.
Okay.
Yeah, but specifically challenges faced by female leaders lah. Tadi I think masa awal kita punya chat tadi pun Cik Rosie ada mention sikit, tapi saya nak go deeper into
detail,
the challenges lah. Yep. But before we go into that, I would like to share with you and the audience a bit of information about the industry that I am quite familiar with, which is the aviation industry lah, given the fact that I spent close to 20 years dalam aviation industry. So, do you know that not until year 2009 did our country finally have its first female commercial pilot? Only pada tahun 2009, yeah. In fact, AirAsia was the first airline in Asia to open the door for Captain Nora Shikin On, who also became the first female commercial pilot in Malaysia. Now, the reason kenapa saya mention pasal Captain Nora Shikin On being the first female pilot in year 2009 is that Malaysia's first commercial flight, our country's first commercial flight under Malaysia Airlines was in 1972. So kalau you tengok 1972 tu dengan 2009, is about 37 years, So kita dah ada commercial flights only selepas 37 tahun baru we have our first female pilot. So I think for many years the public was skeptical about having female pilots. Can they command the flight? Can they navigate the flight? So there's always the skepticism lah. Boleh ke seorang wanita ni take control? So in your case, so kita berbalik kepada soalan saya lah ni. So in your opinion, Cik Rosie, is that the situation today? That are the industries out there, do the industries out there masih ada resistance atau skepticism terhadap female leaders? What do you think?
Okay, kalau nak cakap soal overall yang
overall.
I think the apa nak cakap, the skepticism still ada lah. Still ada, yang masih ada. Tapi in my own context dalam Tenaga Nasional, okay, compared to masa I mula join Tenaga Nasional, macam I did mention tadi, tak ramai lady engineer kan. Yes, kita memang ada dapat that, cynical look kan, pergi mana-mana orang cakap perempuan lah apa semua kan. Tapi compared to now, I rasa people dah more open to the female leaders kan, because we have proved, we have shown that kita in terms of technical things yang kita buat ni, as long as you have the capabilities, you have the desire you nak buat, you have the discipline, you have your own competencies, your commitment, I think kita boleh buat semua benda yang in terms of work lah.
We are no different from
our
our
male
male
different.
counterparts.
Kita boleh buat because competency ni something that you can learn.
Betul.
Kan? So whatever yang lelaki boleh belajar, kita pun boleh belajar untuk buat. Managing people, skill, semua benda yang kita boleh develop kan. So bandingkan dengan sekarang, kalaupun ada, I think it has reduced a lot lah.
Tak macam dulu lah kan.
Because I'm taking from my own context pun, maybe I can take an example macam because I transferred from Pahang to Putrajaya.
I see.
Masa I transferred to Putrajaya pun I tak nampak any resistance to that. I tak dengar orang cakap macam alamak perempuan datang, tak ada. Kita tak dengar kan? Because that has proven that people has already accepted the fact that there can be anybody who will lead your state, your station kan. So I would say in my own case dah kurang lah kot.
I see. Okay. If I may ask, if lah katakan there are some challenges specifically for female lah, female leaders dekat GLC or TNB, like in your own context, what would it be? Apakah cabaran kalau ada lah?
Kalau ada, okay. I think one thing lah yang maybe kita ni lebih sikit in terms of challenge yang kita kena face kan. Maybe in terms of emotions lah kot. Kita ni kadang-kadang emotional dia lebih sikit lah kan. Tapi there are of course pros and cons about being emotional kan. Because I'm taking it as a positive thing.
Something positive.
Something positive because you're being emotional. You can relate more to the soft side of the men's kan. Kadang-kadang dia orang maybe at times dia pun nak the soft skills kan daripada a leader. So challenge kalau kata sometimes when you're being too emotional, of course it is challenge juga sebab you terbawa-bawa benda tu and then nanti it affect your work kan. Tapi take the positive side of it. Being emotional tapi you gunakan tu sebagai your strength kan untuk tackle untuk tackle atau untuk manage your people lah. So I rasa maybe lah challenge kita dekat situ being emotional sikit tapi yelah
it's how you control your emotions juga
control your emotions and you put it in the right way lah kan. Untuk
so that
people.
is Cik Ruzi speaking in general atau Cik Ruzi speaking
I
on
would
your
say,
behalf?
I would say on my own experience lah kot.
Alright, okay. So katakanlah macam tadi you mention, so kita ni orang kata kalau woman ni very highly emotional and sometimes we use our emotions when during our decision making, so it will affect kita punya decision makings lah, things like that. I think I've heard this also myself lah. So kalau strategies kalau kita nak I think as human beings we are all emotional lah. But as women orang kata we are a bit more prone to that side. Macam mana seorang female leaders tu nak maintain or nak control dia punya emotions tu so that dia tak affect dia punya decision making atau leadership or things like that.
Okay, in that terms I rasa kita being a leader, of course we do have a separate objective kan. So in order for you to achieve your objective, of course you kena ada strategies you. Strategies ni can be anything lah. You belajar 5 WH, 4 Ys, whatsoever tu semua strategies kan kita boleh buat. Tapi in terms of emotional tu you is how it doesn't happen all the time kan. Tapi you must put your focus first. Strategi kena ada dulu. Emotional tu is another part. When it comes to you being emotional, you kena be emotional tapi strategi tu still nombor satu lah. So macam yang cakap tadi, apa strategi yang kita ada tu, of course you dah pergi satu tempat, you know what you have to do, you set your goals and how you want to achieve it, so you need to have strategies. Jangan campur adukkan this emotional thing dengan kita punya strategies lah kan. And of course masa yang cakap tadi, there's a say yang never make a decision when you are emotional kan. So kita tahulah dekat mana kita berada kan, and always put your focus first lah.
So the heart and the head tu kena
separate. Ada masa kita kena layan sikit, ada masa kita kena put aside kan.
Ada masa kena layan. Okay, so, but did you have any problems like you have to make a decision tapi your emotions was running high? Ada tak? I mean, I rasa tak boleh tipu lah kan. We are humans.
We are humans kan. I'll be lying if I say I tak pernah buat
when you were younger kot.
Yes. Tapi bila kita dah lama, I think dah 28 years, ada jumpa ramai orang kan, dah bekerja dengan ramai orang. kita belajar, and I think we learn from our experience lah.
Okay.
So at times memang you need to have that capability untuk separate the emotions and also the decision making and your focus. So always kat dalam tu, bila I ada, sometimes kita ada ups and downs kita, I akan patah balik pada what is your objective kan. And then macam mana you nak achieve, so you pergi balik dekat situ lah. So Alhamdulillah lah, berjaya lah dengan apa yang kita buat tu kan. So boleh separatekan the work dengan whatever emotions yang kita ada lah.
So your general advice to female leaders out there?
Okay. I rasa because kita semua, macam saya cakap tadi, kita semua, you know your own self better kan. You know your own self best lah daripada orang lain. You know your own strength, you know your own weaknesses. You tahu, and you need to know when to control your behavior, your emotions kan. So my advice would be, of course kita, sebab kita dah ada experience, learn from your mistakes, your experience, and be bold. Jangan takut buat sesuatu decision yang you are positive about it. I mean, you boleh minta banyak opinions daripada people around you, but in the end it's you who make your own decision.
Betul.
Kan. So itu I rasa semua orang pun kena ada that capability untuk buat benda tu. So my general advice, of course kita kerja, akan ada skepticism, akan ada people who like you, akan ada some gender punya opinions, kan, akan ada some negative and positive thoughts of how you manage your people, of how you lead your organisation, how you lead your own staff. Of course akan ada, but in the end you yang kena make your own decision, and you kena pandai-pandai lah. Being orang kata kita dah banyak experience kan, so rasanya kita dah boleh manage lah.
Dah boleh engage lah.
Yeah.
So to conclude, what you've said is that your advice to female leaders out there: know your weaknesses and your strengths. Don't act when you are feeling emotionally to challenge, kan? And then kalau tak pasti tu, tanya orang, weigh the situation, because at the end of the day you yang kena buat the decision. Tapi kalau seorang yang dah matang, mungkin dia boleh, like in your case, you said that you've worked for so many years, so you know already, you dah masak lah. You know yourself very well. But sekarang leaders ni kadang-kadang muda-muda jadi leader.
Betul.
Itu yang saya rasa, kalau macam okay, you are a female, I do not want to make this sounds gender bias, tapi you are a female and you're very young, but you are already given a certain position, ataupun you are, ni kita tak cakap dalam konteks GLC lah, kita ada banyak entrepreneur, wanita muda-muda sekarang, so muda-muda jadi bos gitu kan.
Betul.
And then,
Kan.
macam mana kalau
Okay, I will go back to my masa mula-mula saya cakap tadi yang for me lah, my prinsip kan, respect tu kena ada. Respect tu kena ada. You muda pun you jadi bos kan. Tapi kalau you respect semua orang, I think people will respect you no matter how young you are, how old you are kan. So because in the end kita nak, bila orang bekerja dengan kita ni, is orang yang value you as a leader lah, true leader. Kan. So salah satu perkara yang pada saya lah very important, a leader is memanglah kalau you nak you punya staff ikut apa you cakap, ikut in terms of memang benda yang bagus kena ikut lah kan, memang kerja. Of course you gonna show good example.
betul.
And of course dia hanya akan ikut you when they respect you.
True.
I always say to my people kan, sometimes kita dah banyak different kind of people kan. If you do not respect me as a person, please respect me because of the post that I'm holding. Kan? Because I am a leader, I am your boss kan. So even kalau you tak respect me as a person, maybe ada my personality yang you tak suka kan. Tapi because I am currently holding the position, so you still kena respect me as a leader. So itu yang I selalu cakap. And I think Alhamdulillah lah kot, so far for my case lah, it worked lah.
But I would assume ini masa dulu-dulu lah when you were trying to. Sekarang I see you cakap dia orang ikut je, okay kan?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, okay.
Itulah, tapi going back to that yang I think because they follow you, because they already
Yeah,
accepted
they believe
you.
in you.
They
They
believe
have
in
a
you.
lot of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, faham.
It goes back to that lah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Because I think myself and the viewers out there, male and female, would be interested to know, because it is very challenging to for a woman to be in the workforce, especially or dia mengutamakan career. Ya, some women bukan nak mengutamakan career tapi mungkin terpaksa mengutamakan career. But and then to hold a position, whether men or women, sama je, ada je challenges dia. Tapi ialah macam the culture tu, dia perempuan sepatutnya tak patut. But I think we are living in the year 2034. Macam kita tengok statistics government tadi pun, daripada 14% sekarang dah 29, close to 30% lah, ya. And you mentioned TNB pun almost 40%. So that's really good. I think the world is changing. I think women macam dulu pula 37 years to have our first female
pilot
commercial
kan,
pilot kan. Sekarang, so I think now people are very open
Very
now.
open, yeah.
Kan? Okay. So I would like to move on to our next topic, which is best practices and strategies for developing women in leadership roles lah, ya. Saya nak bercakap pasal key qualities, ya, Cik Rozi. In your experience, what are, ini secara umumnya, ya, secara general, what are the key qualities or skills that are important, essential for female leaders to succeed dalam GLC ke ataupun TNB ke? Apakah kualiti-kualiti yang diperlukan atau important, ya?
Okay. I would say the first thing yang kita buat apa-apa pun is our own competency lah.
Okay, alright.
So memang kena ada you because to walk the talk kan, you kena tunjuk that you are competent kan in doing everything yang you cakap kan. Kalau orang kata cakap saja tak buat ni, tak nampak lah kan apa dia punya tu. So again, competency kena ada. And then of course the shared values yang kita pun selalu, I think most of the companies adakan your integrity. And in my case, I deal a lot with customers. So I kena ada customer centricity punya value lah kan. And always again respect. Of course discipline kena ada. And for my own self, I kena ada commitment and also the consistency of doing things lah. Because kalau I minat satu actor ni, I think everybody knows kot, Denzel Washington.
Oh yes.
Of course kan, famous. Dia punya famous dia punya quotes is about commitment and consistency lah. Because dia kata without commitment you'll never start.
Betul.
But without consistency you'll never finish.
Yeah.
So I pun semenjak kita dengar-dengar banyak quotes ni, kita apply kan.
Betul.
And I think it's good lah.
Logical.
Logic kan. So you need to have certain principle lah untuk you. Of course kalau you cakap pasal quality ni, kita kalau belajar macam-macam buku, buka buku semua memang banyak kan. Quality semua. Tapi in the end, you boleh baca semua benda. Tapi nanti you tengok yang mana yang suit for your own self kan. Untuk you practice kan. Because tak semua benda sesuai dengan kita.
Kita tak boleh berubah overnight.
Yes, betul. And of course bila you kena berubah tu because you faham kenapa you kena berubah. So that makes apa nama? Macam mana orang nak tengok quality of a person lah, for me lah.
So competency, commitment, discipline,
consistency, semua-semua benda yang you rasa you kena ada benda-benda tu.
Kena ada.
Baru you boleh apply to your own, even your own daily life pun boleh. And then apatah lagi dalam hal kerja lah.
Saya ada satu soalan. Tapi I do not want to make the question sound macam sexist soalan tu atau gender bias ni kan. Tapi saya kena tanya soalan tu. Okay. Cik Rozi pernah kenal interview?
Pernah kenal interview?
Untuk nak employ your managers ke?
Okay.
I'm sure you have, right?
You mean being a panel of
Being
interview?
a panel
Okay,
interview.
pernah.
Okay. So soalan saya, ya, secara umumnya lah, ya, in general, are there different set of skills atau qualities that are required for male and female leaders?
Okay, kalau dalam TNB, of course there are a lot of units kan yang involved dalam structure kita. I would admit that there are certain posts, there are certain units that for me lah for my own opinions lah, yang kena ikut the gender punya apa nama orang panggil, ikut gender lah maksudnya kan.
Based on the gender.
Because tapi tak semua, cuma kadang-kadang kita bila yang tanya, I pernah tak jadi panel interview, pernah I pernah jadi, and
sure.
for certain post kan, memang I pun ada that concept or that apa nama thought yang for this post I nak lady.
Okay.
For this post I think memang kena lelaki. I ada that thought. Tapi based on our own experience lah. And because you know the post very well kan. So masih ada. For me masih ada. Especially post yang dealing dengan customers kot. Saya rasa apa nama? Sometimes it's better to have female lah kot dekat post yang leading customers ni, sebab macam kita cakap tadi lah, bila you boleh control your emotion sikit, of course lah, being in a apa nama customer service punya line ni, you deal with a lot of people kan, banyak kerana so kena sabar tu banyak sikit lah. So yeah, I think memang ada, kalau I certain post yang I rasa memang suit, bukan not talking about competency tapi suitability tu,
personality
yes, personality, personality.
Okay lah, ataupun kalau the role requires somebody yang lembut ke.
Betul.
Okay, alright. So basically kalau female and male leaders qualities dia sama je lah, basically. Tapi sama. Ada tak kalau female leaders tu dia kena ada lebih yang ni, quality yang ni ke contoh? Ada tak? Ke tak ada, sama je?
I rasa tak ada kot, sama je. For me sama. I mean, bila I cakap macam ni, I memang talking from my own experience lah.
Based on your experience. Okay. So dia kata kat sini, a leader should possess decision-making abilities to direct others, abilities to lead, macam Cik Rozi mentioned that leader tadi, definition leader towards the directions of goals and all that. So, tadi Cik Rozi mention the key qualities tu, kena ada discipline, kena ada competency. Okay lah, competency tu is more on the technical side lah ya. Kena respect. Yes, orang tak reti nak respect orang lain kan. Okay. Adakah quality ni, saya nak bercakap pasal training sedikit ya, boleh diajar dalam training? Then if you think that okay, we can teach all this, atau kita boleh develop skills atau quality ni by virtue of giving training ke, apakah training yang you would suggest? Maybe you can relate it to your work ke dalam retail and
okay. I rasa kita ni, we are born with different sets of strengths and weaknesses kan. So I believe that semua benda ni boleh diajar. And of course that's why we have a lot of programs kan. Macam hantar training, apa nama, and even masa one point dulu dekat dalam tenaga nasional pun kita ada training yang kita ajar untuk senyum.
Saya nak masuk training
kan. So benda-benda ni pada saya, walaupun ada orang cakap macam susah, mungkin personality orang tu tak boleh senyum kan, tapi sebenarnya it can be trained, and also they going back to the person lah. Kalau you nak belajar, I rasa you pergi mana-mana pun you boleh belajar. And of course there are a lot of trainings yang boleh develop kita punya skills. Daripada kita tak biasa layan customer, kita boleh layan customer, because we can change kan, people can change. Tapi of course
if
it
they're
takes
willing to change.
they're willing to change. And also some people takes longer time. Some people boleh change sekejap. Tapi it can be trained, it can be developed. I believe it. Yang memang boleh kena hantar training. And of course dalam tenaga nasional sendiri pun kita masih ada program-program yang kita refresher course kan, untuk remind balik kita punya staff, untuk refresh balik dia punya skills. Dan benda ni memang kita rasa berjaya lah, because kita pun akan ada ukuran-ukuran yang kita tengok in terms of kita punya service level dengan customer, and it's improving every year kan. So kita percaya datang ni daripada experience dan datangnya daripada training-training yang kita buat dengan kita punya staff.
So I would assume that as a female leader or somebody holding a position, memang banyaklah soft skills or people skills training yang Cik Rozi pernah attend.
Okay, yeah.
Betul kan?
Of course.
Paling menarik sekali based on experience yang you kata, oh best lah soft skills training ni, ataupun sangat berguna untuk you build your personality and character.
Okay, I think banyak training yang kita pergi. Tapi it's how to win people. Yang tu I suka, how to win people.
Okay.
And of course, it goes back to very simple thing, basic. How to win people ni respect skill ada, and then you acknowledge people. You acknowledge people kan. Especially maybe some people dia tak begitu concern, tapi for me dalam apa yang I belajar pun is addressing the person or the people who is around you. Ingat nama dia. Ingat nama, I think is a simple thing.
It shows respect.
It shows respect, and it also shows that you acknowledge that people kan. Sometimes you jumpa orang pun you macam orang tegur you pun macam siapa dia ni ya. Kalau orang tegur kita kenal dia kenal kita, that will be even better kan. Orang kita cakap dia ingat lagi kita kan. Tu I think simple thing to win people, how to win people. I pernah pergi that course. And dia ajar kita macam mana cara nak acknowledge people kan. I think that would be a good course lah.
Okay. Alright. Thank you very much, Rozi. That was very, very insightful. I sangat suka nanti behind the scene nanti I korek-korek sikit.
Okay.
Bagi saya tips sikit how to win people.
Okay.
Yeah. So for now we are going to go for a short break. We'll come back shortly. Yeah. Welcome back to AIM10 Speaker Series. We are still with our lovely guest, Cik Rozianis from TNB. I will reiterate because this is the last segment that she's been loyal to TNB, working with TNB for the past 28 tahun, So kita dalam kita punya last segment, so ada a few more questions yang kita belum dapat tanya tadi. So I am going to include those questions dalam this segment, and hopefully we can wrap it up in time. So our next topic is on looking to the future lah. The future possibilities for women in leadership roles. Tadi kita ada cakap yang mungkin 30 years ago the mindset of people perspective tu macam ada resistance, but you yourself mentioned that okay sekarang ni a bit dia a bit more open. Macam you did mention when you had to transfer daripada Pahang ke sini pun you had no problems, objections. So I think kita dari segi culture and perception tu people are more open-minded today. So my question on that note is either GLC or TNB lah. What other opportunities are we seeing for women in leadership roles dekat TNB?
Okay. So I think to answer that, any opportunities yang ada kat dalam TNB, I'm talking on behalf of dalam konteks TNB lah.
Okay, yes.
There are no restrict lah for me. I would say apa saja opportunity yang ada dekat dalam TNB for future, I think
it's out there for any female leaders,
for anyone. Tak kisah whether you are a male or female. So for me, I think there are always opportunities in TNB untuk female leader. It's just that it's up to you lah. You nak grab ke you tak nak grab. And then how far do you want to go in your own career lah. So I think tak ada restriction lah yang.
In your case, what are you vying for?
Okay.
Ada tak role atau position tu, ada ladder lagi tak that you nak climb? Ada.
Ni kalau cakap okey lah kan. Tak ada siapa-siapa kan.
But it's a dream.
It's a dream.
It's the target.
It's the target. So I think kalau as far as I would go, okay, because tadi I did mention dalam TNB ni there is ada few structures, a few levels kan. So even maintaining the GM position atau head position pun there are several grades yang I boleh pergi kan.
Within the GM position ada grade.
Yes, ada grade. So maybe to a higher grade, memang I'm aiming for
ada berapa grades boleh saya tanya?
Ada grades lagi like for me, for my own self, ada 15 like 3 more grades boleh pergi lagi.
Dalam GM pun ada overall ada 3 grades.
Ada 3 lagi. So For my own career, I rasa maybe I would go for as far as I can go lah. Yang senang kan. Dreams of course ada, tapi nanti dia akan depends kepada you punya own capability lah pula kan. Setakat mana you nak pergi. Tapi dreams tetap ada. Of course, I think semua orang pun kena ada target kan. So for my own self, I think I would spend a few more years lah in Pelaga Nasional.
A few more years? I thought you said you were going to retire.
Few more years.
To
as far as can go lah.
Senang, of course. Can I take you to discuss female leader in general? Ya, tak semestinya dalam PMB or GLCs lah, ya. Ada tak, in your opinion, are there any roles that women in general have not taken up?
Have not taken up.
Okay, kalau kat Malaysia adalah
tadi
PM.
yang kata PM belum pernah kan. Tapi yang sebut pilot dah ada, chef dah ada, apa lagi? Menteri of course ada kan. I think
astronaut kot belum lagi.
Astronaut lah untuk Malaysia lah untuk Malaysia lah. Untuk overseas I think dah
sudah.
So
even
because
tak banyak pun kan, kita
tak
pun
banyak lah
fikir,
kan bila kita fikir balik macam tak ada kan. Jadi maksudnya semua I think semua post dah female dah ada dah, except macam tadi kita cakap PM lah.
Kalau dalam TMB, what do you hope to see for kalau female leader penetrate sampai ke mana rasa-rasanya, ataupun memang tak ada threshold, memang like all the way up jadi CEO boleh ke?
Yeah, I think all the way up kot tak ada masalah. Okay. Because tapi I recently pun baru dapat tahu my friend daripada sekolah pun dah appointed as a CEO of one big company in Malaysia. CEO. So I think memang tak ada restriction.
I think there are a lot of female CEOs nowadays kan. Because I think the top positions yang selalu orang cakap yang memang dia kata okay, kalau this position macam HR manager, director of HR ni selalunya ladies lah. Retail ke apa. So CEO pun sekarang dah
ramai kan.
Dah ramai. In your opinion, Cik Rozi, do you think that the future holds more opportunities for women in general to have all these leadership positions?
I think bila kita comply, I mean the government punya requirement pun kan dah open the opportunity for female leaders. So I rasa dah tak ada the issues of female leaders being in the company or organisation kan. Of course there are certain position atau certain company that requires different skills yang mungkin memerlukan lebih kepada either male or female kan. Tapi in general I rasa dah tak ada restriction.
Lagi kita ke depan lagi banyak opportunities. Lagi dah tak ada barrier, gender barrier tu dah tak ada lah ya. Okay, well in my opinion, I think women finally we will get there finally. Fully. Sekarang mungkin 80% we will get there fully when we get our first lady PM you never know. Okay, we will finally get that acceptance lah. I think it's due time. It is already happening at the present time. Kalau kita tengok statistik tadi pun dah melonjak banyak lepas 8 to 10 years. I wouldn't say that there is zero skepticism now. Masih ada skepticism and resistance, tapi saya rasa in the future tu makin kurang lah, makin easier for us to penetrate tapi kita masih ada challenges sebab ni nak joke sikit lah, sebab sekarang pun kalau orang bercakap female drivers are bad drivers female drivers bad drivers, female drivers cannot do side parking. Do you know that in Scotland they actually conducted a study some years ago nak tengok how bad female drivers execute side parking. And I was like, serious lah, sanggup tu buat study just to prove that statistically women are bad at parking. I was like, tak apa. But I back to the fact, I'm very good at side parking.
Okay.
I don't know.
Tapi sekarang teknologi dah canggih kan.
I tak ada kita canggih. Kalau tak salah tu dia kan. So but I rasa kalau we talk about female drivers being bad drivers, I think our male audience kan go yes. For us no, we are okay. Okay, my final question for this section, would you be able to speculate on the future of female leadership in TNB?
In TNB. I think going
Sekarang almost 40%.
almost 40%. So tapi I would say that maybe that is the number lah kot.
I see.
Maybe not beyond. Kalau lebih pun mungkin lebih sikit je.
I see.
But because kita dengar memang kita punya top management talking about it all the time sekarang ni, to ensure that we comply to the requirement from government lah.
Government
And
initiatives,
it's happening lah. So I think in the future pun not much difference.
Not
Macam
much
sekarang
difference,
juga.
We're not gonna see like 50-50 punya
Kalau
percentage,
you nak,
maybe not.
nak kata speculate tu speculate, I think maybe looking from the numbers that kita kan around us, kita
Oh, the
tahu berapa
population
number, the
juga.
population pun
Okay.
maybe we can reach to that.
Yeah.
Tapi cuma the opportunities lah, whether you want to grab it or not lah.
Betul.
Itu je.
Maybe we're not talking about 5-10 years punya future, maybe 30-40 years.
Yeah,
Malaysia kena tunggu 37, 40. They will see such a leap, yeah. Okay, we are now at our last topic for today before we end it. I'm set to end segment. Cuma I nak tanya pasal if you have some success stories of women that you know or that you know personally, or women that you know of yang they struggle other than yourself. Yeah, that they struggle to get to where they are. Ada tak?
Okay. Kalau I tengok dalam TNB sendiri, of course masa I join TNB, I joined TNB 96 kan. One of the highest position yang ada is hold by a lady masa tu. Dekat HQ. In fact, she was the first lady engineer in Malaysia.
She was the first
Lady engineer in Malaysia, dan dia bekerja di Tenaga Nasional, di LLN masa tu. LLN masa tu. So I always masa mula-mula kerja tu, even sampai sekarang pun, I always have that jadikan dia sebagai my idol lah sebenarnya kan. Because the first lady, kita pun masuk masa tu pun tak ramai kan. Tapi again lah, bila you dah kerja lama ni, sometimes you dah compensate sikit you punya dulu target nak pergi sampai situ kan. So sekarang ni mungkin lah sebab kita dah banyak experience, kita pun dah sometimes you need your own time kan dalam ni. So untuk get to that level, it will still be a dream lah. Tapi whether I can get to that level or not tu depends on time lah I rasa. Cuma I always make her as my idol dalam women lah, dalam Tenaga Nasional.
Okay. In general, out of the TNB scope, ada tak anybody that you can think of?
Anybody?
You feel that this person has inspired me. I mean, kalau ada lah.
Kalau ada.
Okay, tak apa.
Lambat nak jawab tu kan, mana salah sikit lah.
Okay, tak apa, it's okay. So this person has been your idol. Tapi it's very interesting tadi you mentioned that masa you mula masuk, there were very few of you. Going back to the past, macam mana perasaan tu, takut?
Itulah masa kita mula cakap tadi kan. Masa tu memang kita rasa that skepticism tu tinggi. Kan, and then tambah lagi kita masuk pun muda remaja yang masa masuk kan. So kita memang ada perasaan takut, the challenges tu kan ada masa tu. Tapi maybe lah, I think alhamdulillah, I think my 28 years tu I was blessed with a lot of good people around me, yang memang mengajar saya, yang membantu saya sampai saya ke tahap ini. Dan saya rasa walaupun ada lah a few yang experience yang not so nice tu kan, tapi kita belajar lah daripada experience tu. And that's, I think, yang build up my character sekarang lah.
So you had good support system lah.
Yes, I would say. Even sampai sekarang pun
both male and female?
Both male and female.
Nice.
And there's no, for me lah, there's no bias dari segi, even masa I kat Pahang pun dan sekarang pun, I think the support are the same. Whether it comes from my female staff or my male staff, sama. They respect me as a leader, they respect me as their boss. So dia tak kata, yang lelaki ni lain sikit, yang perempuan lain sikit, tak ada. For me tak ada lah. Alhamdulillah.
That's good. Cik Rozi, it has been a pleasure speaking to you today on the topic of development of female leaders in GLCs. I must say that I've learned banyak benda yang saya tak tahu pasal GLCs. Banyak benda saya tak tahu pasal challenges you know, you're very niche, you know, masuk muda belia tadi
Muda
cakap,
belia.
masuk in a male dominant industry, and having to climb the corporate ladder to where you are now, you know, as a woman speaking to another one. Very, very proud of you. I wish you all the
Alhamdulillah.
best
Thank
in
you, Yang.
achieving your dreams. Tadi
Okay.
kata ada level-level yang nak di-achieve tu. I wish you all the
Okay.
best, and I'm pretty sure that you will get there.
Okay, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Yang and AIM, for giving this golden opportunity for me lah
Oh,
to
thank you
share
so
my
much.
experience. I hope it's
Likewise.
been something that can be I mean something that can inspire some of those who watching lah.
Yeah, inspire both men and women.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's very insightful. We learn so much, and I think my parting words for the whole session after getting to know you the past 1 hour is that you're so humble, and I think
Alhamdulillah.
that's what makes all this chat very, very easy. Lah, we
Easy,
should
okay.
nervous, but you're very humble, and you are where you are today, and you maintain that humbleness. I really admire that about you.
Alhamdulillah.
So
Thank you.
thank you so much for being here, and to our AIM 10 speaker series viewers, thank you very much for tuning in. We have a series of more segments to cover with interesting guest speakers as we do today with
Okay.
our Cik Rosie. Yeah, so we hope you stay tuned to our future interviews and future chats and podcasts and segments. We will see you at the next AIM 10 speaker series. This is Young Azura signing off. Follow us for updates on our social media platforms. Look forward to seeing you there.